Hello! Okay, so you know when something bad happens to you, or you read or hear something that makes you feel really bad, and your whole stomach just kind of goes, ah, and it's like that dropping, sinking feeling? Well, basically that happened to me today, and I was just thinking, oh, it's like the rest of the day is going to be rubbish now. You know, when something just spoils your entire day. And then I had to go to my Italian lesson today, and, you know, usually it's really fun and I'm quite good at it, but today I just could not understand what she was saying, and I couldn't, like, grasp the grammar concept, and so I felt worse, because that's one of my favourite lectures. So it's like when you can't even do your favourite lecture, it's like a really bad feeling. As well as the bad thing that happened in the Italian, I've also got a load of work at the moment, so I'm kind of stressed about that. But when things like that happen, I tend to run away from them. I don't tend to sort of charge on full at them, just get rid of them. I kind of try and... I take the ostrich approach of sort of burying my head in the sand and trying to forget about it, rather than the squirrel approach. You know, like running around trying to get all your acorns for winter, like sorting stuff out. So yeah, basically today I was having the ostrich approach, so I was feeling really, really bad, and I thought, and Don 1 was on at the cinema, you know, by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So I thought, oh, okay, right, I'll go see that, and that'll make me feel better. I mean, that would have been like the worst thing to do, because it's a 2-hour movie. I would have got back, not been able to do my work, and been more stressed out about it. But at that time, I was more concerned with my happiness at that point of time, rather than what was more constructive for me to do. But then, the whole day turned around, because on the way back from Italian, I went by the where all the bus stops were, and there's a girl from my Italian class, and you know, she sort of waved at me and said hi. So even though I was feeling really grumpy and bad, I like took my headphones off and went over to talk to her. And then we ended up chatting for like 15 or 20 minutes. It was about stupid things. But when you're having a bad day, even the smallest conversation with someone can just make you feel better. And then I went into Starbucks, and basically I'd seen this recipe for butterbeer, like a Starbucks version of butterbeer online. So I thought, okay, right, I'm having a bad day, I'll treat myself, because Starbucks is freaking expensive. And then I think I was being really nice about it, and he was like reading the recipe off my phone, and he was like, oh, this sounds really interesting. He was just sort of like making general chats with me, and he was like, oh, I'm gonna have to get the manager. So he like called over this woman, and they were sort of like looking at it behind the counter, like trying to figure out what could happen. And it turned out she couldn't do the proper recipe, because we don't get caramel, like the caramel shot pumps in England for some reason. And the recipe was American. But they were being really nice, and she was like, oh, okay, well, instead we can just add a load of the cinnamon things, and we can do everything else, and we can add this instead of that. She's like, I'll try and find the cheapest option, and like, she was just being really dead nice about it. And then I was the only one in the queue at the time. It's like they were all standing around chatting with me, and they were joking, and like she gave me a cheaper option because I had a Starbucks card, even though I didn't. The butterbeer thing was amazing, and he even wrote butterbeer on the cup instead of my name. So I thought it was really cute. And then as I was leaving, he came up and he was like checking that it was alright, and I was like, yeah, it tastes fine. I was like, do you want one? He was like, no. He was like, but you have a really good day now, and thank you and goodbye. And he was just being really kind. Yeah, and he was just being really kind, and it made me feel better, and like I didn't feel like the day was ruined anymore, and it was really good. So in the end I was like, well, you know what, I don't actually need to go see Don Juan. I can come home and do work, which is better for me productively. It was just making me think how quickly someone's mood could change. It was literally just in that half an hour since I left Italian and got the coffee, and my day has suddenly improved dramatically from this morning. And it just made me think about people's random acts of kindness, and how they probably didn't even realise it at the moment, but they made my whole day. Like, to them it was just a conversation at a bus stop, or just being nice to a customer who had a really weird order. Even the little things that they did, if someone's having a bad day, that can really make them feel better. Like, now I feel fine. So like, if she had just let me walk past without saying hi to me, we hadn't had the chat, or if he'd been a bit weird about the order and was like, oh, why are you ordering this, and you know, just stuff like that, my day could have been it would have been completely different, basically. And it just got me thinking, never underestimate how much your kindness can affect someone's day. Because even just little things like that can really affect and brighten up someone else's day. I don't know, it's just on the whole scheme of random acts of kindness, I think people should do them a lot more, because they really do help. Even though you don't think it. Literally just a kind word or a conversation, it can really help someone. Bye!